And we're back. The Rugby Championship is back finally. Who puts a week off in Rugby Championship? Yes, the players probably need a week off, but us viewers don't need a week off. Glad it's back. But with that comes Rugby Fantasy. And I've got the big dogs back as well. We've got Tom from Myth Rugby. How are you, bro?
Yeah, all good. How are you, bro?
Good. Fantastic. Good to have you back on. Also, Tom is
Cheers,
also
brother.
the chairman of the biggest fantasy league. It's almost 10,000. You're 9,000 now?
Yeah, bro, something like that, eh?
That's crazy. That's wild.
I'm
That's
doing so bad, though. Doing so bad.
yeah, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And then we've got the reigning defending Super Rugby Fantasy champ, Cal Brown. He's back as well. Cal07. How are you, bro?
Good, thanks. And yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Always got to get the big dogs back in. We're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to ask the big questions first, and then we'll get to the rest. I'll start with you, Tom. Predictions for this weekend. We've obviously got Wallabies versus Los Pumas, and then the big one, All Blacks versus Springboks. What are your score predictions?
Your first game up. I reckon it's been at home. Wallabies will probably just be able to pip it.
Yep.
I don't know. It'll be close, but I think Wallabies just they're playing well. A few injuries and they'll get the job done at home.
Yes. Sweet.
And then All Blacks Springboks game. Obviously the heart says the All Blacks.
Yep.
Would love them to get the job done, but nah. I think the All Blacks might just get it done by 2, 3, 4, 5 points sort of thing. But it's anyone's game, bro. It's I'm gonna say the ultimate 50-50. I know the New Zealand TAB has got it. So All Blacks favourites. I guess the Eden Park factor is
Yep.
definitely a thing. But yeah, I back the boys get the job done 1-5.
Have to back your boys. Cal, over to you. Your predictions.
Yeah, I think the Wallabies are going to get it done this weekend. I think they're going to get it done convincingly. They're riding a bit of a high at the moment. I don't think we see the Pumas back up too many good performances. So I'm looking for that series to go 1-1, but I think the Wallabies will take game one
Yep.
in Townsville, I think it is. So, and then, yeah, the All Blacks South Africa, it is genuinely the ultimate 50-50. Heart says All Blacks as well.
Yeah.
I think if Razor can nail his selections and get the right team on the park, then I think the All Blacks should be favourites just by a small amount. So I'm expecting, yeah, just a one-score game, maybe like a 20, 23, 22 sort of situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see it go. It can go either way. Yeah,
Absolutely.
bounce to the ball, I reckon. So yeah.
100%. I'm going to go against you guys. So I'm going to go Los Pumas to win that first game just because they're going to come out firing, just because. And then obviously I'm going to back my boys, Springboks. Obviously, you're leaning towards All Blacks as favourites just because of their home game, like you said, Tom. But
Yeah, like
literally
definitely
be
a big.
anyone's game, eh?
Honestly, one of those things too, like this is not going to get into that because they do their best, but even little things like referees calls, bounce
Yep.
the ball,
Yep.
it's just one of those things, it's never
100%.
going to be perfect. So it's when you get the two best teams in the world, you're going to get little margins of error. So
Yep. Hopefully the refs
be good,
don't
bro.
come into it, man. Hopefully the refs just stay on that side and let the boys play. But
Absolutely.
we're not here for predictions. We're here to give the punters what they need, to give the people that are following along what they need. Carl, I'm going to jump over to you first. You've got the luxury of picking the must-have All Blacks for this round. So go for it. What have you got?
Cool, thank you. So I'm going to take a bit of a lens here where I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of Argentinians, a lot of Wallabies in their backline. So it's going to be a little bit forward heavy for me from the All Blacks this week. So I'm going to go number one, and it's 100th Test match, Adi Savia. Never lets you down in any fantasy round. So I think it's a pretty obvious pick in the back row. And then I'll jump straight to my second pick. I'm going to go Tupou Vaa'i. Didn't have a great game fantasy-wise last round, but he showed what he's capable of in round one. But I'm expecting him to be at the front of the line out again, competing against the box, maybe getting a line-out steal or two. That's going to give him an easy 10 points. And he's going to tackle us hard out. He's going to go 80. And he's one of the All Blacks' most consistent players at the moment. And then I'm going to go to the front row. So I'm going to go Fletcher Newell. Again, another forward. But I think if you're looking at props this week, you probably want to be picking one from the Springboks, one from the All Blacks. And I think Fletcher Newell's just shown he's also a little bit cheaper than most in the All Blacks at four. I think he's at $4 million. So I'm going Fletcher Newell. He scrums well. He's going to win his own scrums. He's also a good smoky for a try. He's shown that, and he beats a few defenders with his low carries. So have a look out for that. And then I'm going to jump to Cody Taylor on his 101st Test match. Just super consistent. He'll go 60, 65 against the Box, I reckon, this weekend. He's due for a maul try as well. So I think I'm expecting a big game from Cody Taylor. I'm expecting 45 points this week. And he's going to tackle his heart out. He's going to be everywhere like every week. And yeah. So then I had to try to fit one back in this week for the All Blacks, which I was actually struggling with a little bit. But I've gone pretty predictable here. I've gone Will Jordan. He hasn't scored a try for I think 2 or 3 matches. So you know what that means. He's due for a double.
No.
Yeah. He's due for a double. So put the triple captain on him. No, maybe not. But yeah, not the worst captain option, because I think this is a really tough round to actually find a captain. So maybe we can get into that. But I'm going Will Jordan, maybe Amoni Narua if he can get a start. But yeah, shy away from Rieko Ioane and the likes of those guys, I reckon.
I think that's a good shout of getting All Blacks and Springboks more in your forward pack to get, because dry weather in Townsville, I think you're going to get points in Argentinian and Wallabies players out the back. I think that's a good one there. Tom, over to you. You've got the luxury of picking the Springboks, man. Let's go.
Here we go. I'm kind of going a bit down the same route as Cal. I've gone 3 forwards, two Springboks backs. First one first, pretty easy. He's aging like fine wine. Probably the best lock in Rugby Championship Fantasy. Probably the best box forward, and even arguably the best box player at the moment is Eben Etzebeth. Just a colossus, leader, get you line out steals, tackles his heart out. Honestly, I'm liking a lot of his work off the ball at the moment. He's a good player, great player. I stand in the 4-pack. I've gone current World Player of the Year, I believe. 2-time World Player of the Year. He's in a Man of the Match in the World Cup final. Peter Steph du Toit. He's just in good form. He's ranging well down the blind side a lot. He'll play 80. He'll play 80 minutes, I'm assuming. He's, again, aging like fine line, like a lot of these block forwards. Is, there's a lot of talk of them as an aging pack, but honestly, they're conditioning well. They look at good physical form. So Peter Steph du Toit as well in the back row. Finish off the block forwards. I thought he looked real lively in that second test. Thomas du Toit. And the tie head prop. He just looked really lively. Made a lot of good meters, nice little carries, and he's paced quite cheap at 4 million. So he's going to get a box out the way. He's definitely the man. Going to the back line, it's a bit of a risky one because we don't know the exact. We know how the box is going to play, but obviously it depends how it all works. But I've got Andre Pollard. I think the box will kick for points. He's obviously, in my opinion, probably the most reliable pressure kicker on the planet in the current modern game. Just most of the good things the box do go through him. Whether that's kick receipts or even just try assists, line break assists. Pollard's doing a lot of that. And again, another one at the back. Not guaranteed he'll start, but I'm sure he'll be there. He's cheap, 6.5 mil. I don't think he's been in the best form as of recent, but Efilele Fassi from the box. Again, try scoring threat. He's always an option for a try. If he's on, the box will be on. The way he plays is pretty exciting sort of player, kind of built for that whole fantasy thing. So, yeah, I've got Fassi and Pollard in the backs.
Love it. I think out of that one, if you're struggling for a 10, Pollard, like you said, they're going to do everything through him. Like, he's going to kick well. He's going to kick. He's going to get his hands on the ball a lot as well. Again, it just then depends what style they're going to play, how the game's going to play out. The weather's a big one as well. But
you'd assume they'll go for points every time, though.
Absolutely.
Within their 50. So
yeah, absolutely. But I do think the safest bet is putting your All Blacks and Springboks players in the forwards.
Yeah, bro. It's going to be a dogfight up there.
Yeah, massively. All right. So I've got the Wallabies, and then we'll jump over to each one can do a bit for a Los Pumas player. Just a little side note, everyone. None of the squads have been announced. So jump in the comments later on in the week, and we might have to change our few must-haves to come in. All right. So I've got two forwards, actually, with the Wallabies, and then the rest are backline players. So Nick Frost, have to being there in the locks, does so well with whatever the role of a lock needs to do, but he also carries the ball well and gets through a ton of it gets through a lot of meters when he does carry the balls. He does that really well. I've got Fraser McWright. It's probably two ones that you're like, yes, you definitely have them in the team. When you're looking at where they're playing, the time they're playing, the conditions it's going to be, that's Fraser McWright's that's his food right there. He loves that open play. He's one of the backs as well, and he's fitter than them probably. So he's going to get a lot of touches on the ball and round off probably a few of the backs' plays. He'll come in there and sneak a few tries that way. Then I've got must-have out the back, Jorgensen. Everything he's touching at the moment is just turning to gold. I think he's the top point scorer in fantasy at the moment. So he's a must-have. I don't think I have to explain why. Get him in there. Other guys I've got is, again, there's still a bit of a question mark around who's playing 10 for the Wallabies, but I think James O'Connor, at the moment, he's second on the list for top point scorer. So if he plays this one, going to get a lot of touches, hopefully a lot of conversions. Didn't kick too well in that second test, but man knows what he's doing at 10. And then I really hope that they bring this guy in at 9, Tate McDermott. Again, the conditions, everything about this test just screams Reds players. Tate McDermott, Fraser McWright, let these boys play. I hope he starts. If he does, chuck him in there at 9. Even maybe him and someone else as a double captain. Definitely a little shout there. That's my 5 Wallabies guys. Then we'll jump over, Cal. Maybe give us 1 or 2 RG's players that you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm gonna double up on the Carreras boys here.
Yes.
So
I've got them. That's my guys, man.
Santiago.
Yeah.
You let me go first. I'm always going to steal the obvious ones.
Yeah.
I think Santiago Carreras, he's listed as a back 3 player in fantasy, and in all likelihood, he's probably going to play 10 this weekend. So I think if he was playing 10, he would possibly be my 10 pick this weekend because he's quite cheap. He'll probably score similarly to Pollard, but yeah, he's listed in a different position. But I think the upside's huge. Probably has the largest upside for a 10 this week, even though he's listed at 15. And then Mateo Carreras in the dry conditions, the hot, fast conditions in Townsville, he's going to beat defenders. He's going to score a try. He's going to be in my team alongside Jorgensen, I reckon. So
absolutely,
those are a couple that I'm looking at this week.
That's literally my back 3. That's my back 3 right there now. And I've got Carreras as captain. I might have to double captain him with someone.
Which Carrera? Which one?
Santiago Carreras. I got him as captain. Yeah. Tom?
Yeah, I had Santiago Carreras. Again, just huge upside as Cal said, man. Yeah, just he's a pretty cheap and obviously being a back 3 player, he'll light it up, at 10. Playing 10, he'll, it's a good option. I think one pretty obvious, Julian Montoya. Obviously, he's a forward, but he'll play good minutes. He'll play 60, 70, you'd assume. He's the leading hooker in fantasy for points, so he's right up there. And obviously, a pretty obvious one, again, on that dry pitch, if he gets a bit of space, Chocobares.
That was my
Stanley
one.
Chocobares. Obviously, just a world-class player. Showed a couple of weeks back that he's as good as Geordie. He's as good as these top guys. He's right up there. So, no, he's the man. Santi Chocobares.
So hard to tackle, it looks like. Runs.
He is, bro. He's compact.
Yeah.
Compact boy, yeah.
So, the only guy I've got, and he's in the forwards for Argentina because you guys have taken my backline players. So, I'm going to go with Juan Martin Gonzalez. Again, I think he just shouts loose play, throwing the ball around. He gets through a ton of work with like the flashy work. So I feel like that flashy work leads to fantasy points. I hope it does. Run with the ball, lots of carries, offloads, off the back of line breaks. He'll be that first guy there. So I'm hoping for that. And I think that wraps up the Argentinian players. Any special shout outs, guys, with regards to boosters? Cal, I'll let you go first. Anything that you're thinking of here?
I think if you've been playing it safe so far in the first couple of rounds, maybe there's an option to go a little bit more risky on the captain this weekend. So you could look to captain like a wing in the Australian-Argentinian game, for example, even like a Corey Toole if he gets the nod, Jorgensen, Mateo Carreras. So I think you can I think the captain options are wide open this week, so have a good think. And if you got a bit of a appetite for risk this weekend, give that a nudge. But I think if you want to go safe, in my eyes, you're probably looking at Pollard, Santiago Carreras, maybe Dmac if he somehow gets the nod. That'll definitely be my captain, I think, if that's the case. But yeah, it's a tough one. I might go a little bit risky and maybe go like a Jorgensen or Corey Toole.
Yeah.
Corey
Double
Toole, I love
captain.
him. Yeah, I had him last round, and yeah,
Yeah.
he did me well. So
Yeah, that was a good shout. Tom, over to you. Any exciting or risk plays this week?
Yeah, I'm not too sure on captain, but I've honestly have found it pretty hard to get within the budget. So it could be a week to try limitless.
Okay.
Um, if you've got excess, because obviously the backs are where a lot of the money is. If you've got excess amounts of high scoring Argentinian, Australian backs, say a Yorgo and a Carrera sort of thing, depends what you're trying to go with. Yeah, but yeah, maybe a limitless, or if I'm looking at captain, obviously it's going to be a big game. But Ardian is 100. I wouldn't write past that.
Yeah.
That might be something there. Might be, again, try scoring, theory leading try scoring All Blacks forwards history. So it's always a try scoring option.
That's an omen, hey. If I don't know what the tab is paying on that, first try scorer or 2 tries or just something crazy for Artie.
Well, I'm pretty sure I got messages thing the other day by this guy who said that I think it was like 35% of All Blacks players on their 100th test have lost.
Have lost.
They've lost.
Wow.
They've lost. Yeah. So
okay.
I found
Because Cody lost.
Cody lost.
Yeah.
There's been a few actually.
Right. Oh, omens for the Springboks then. Let's go.
I think every time Artie's needed to stand up, though, you look at Super Rugby, All Blacks Rugby, whenever we've been down, he's genuinely been the best player on the park. So I'm expecting the All Blacks need a massive game this weekend.
Even like World Cup 2019 semi-final when they lost, World Cup 23 final, he's typically the man who steps up. So
absolutely.
100%. And for Moana all year, he's been the guy. And then, Ireland 23 quarterfinal. So I'm expecting, massive game. Yeah, probably the only time you can look at captaining a forward, I reckon. So
lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
Some lovely tips there. Everyone join in. I will chuck the leagues down, the codes down the bottom. If you're a bit late to join in there. Any last words from you guys?
The All Blacks.
Go the Springboks. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it, man. How good. All good. All right, boys. Appreciate your time. And hit that like, subscribe. Jump in the comments, guys. Anyone, what are your must-haves? Who are you bringing in? Let us know. And I'll see you guys next time. See you, boys.